Hi, it's Elaine Lancaster, and I am barely alive on South Beach.
Hi, I'm Dina Stewart.
And I'm Stuart Stewart.
And we're alive on South Beach, a show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
And we're broadcasting from the cafe at Books and Books on Lincoln Road, right here on beautiful South Beach. I'm sitting with Linda Gassenheimer.
Got it straight.
I got it right. Let's give me a hand for that. Who, if you listen to her voice, you might recognize it if you're a loyal listener of WLRN. And if you read the Miami Herald, or you're one of the other 6 million people that read her column through the McClatchy Syndicate, then you know all about her. How do you become a food journalist? I know many of them in New York, but they're mostly restaurant critics. What's the difference between a restaurant critic and a food journalist, and how does one go about doing it? Did you study this?
Major difference. I have a cordon bleu diploma, so I'm really a chef. Okay, and I ran a fruit and vegetable cooperative in Paris, and when I went into Rangy, the wholesale market, they took pity on me. I spoke French with them, my broken French, and they showed me how to cook their produce and all, coming right off the field. It was fabulous. I had a cooking school in London, and so I realized that how do you make really delicious food? I have a problem. My husband's spoiled. He gets a delicious meal every night, but sometimes he doesn't think they're delicious. And he says, "Oh, this is not up to par," and he goes out and has ice cream sundae. So, so that's real pressure, let me tell you. So yes, I'm a food writer, and I don't do critics on my radio program. I have other people doing the restaurant criticism. I did some of that in London, but I really prefer to write about food and develop recipes that we can all enjoy. And you know, this book that I've just written for the American Diabetes Association, it's my second book for them. And what I realize is that who's got time? You have to get in and out of the kitchen fast, but you have to get in and out of the supermarket fast as well. So this book is called Fast and Flavorful. Here it is. Thank you very much. Thank you. Fast and Flavorful. Great diabetes meals from market to table. And what I've done is I've told you how to get into the supermarket, pick up some ingredients, and assemble them quickly at home. And that, I think, is important.
Well, here, you've got something wonderful to offer the public, so keep your eye out for her column and listen to her on WLRN. Are you on at a specific time?
1:30 on Thursdays. If you're not near your radio at the time, it's podcast, and you can go to dinnerinminutes.com, click the on-air tab, and it'll link you to the podcast.
Thank you so much for coming by.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I love good fruits and vegetables, and one would think that here in Florida we would get the very best.
No, they all go to, the best go to New York or are grown somewhere else, because what we get here is just okay, but not great fruit.
Yeah.
But that's all about to change, isn't it?
I certainly hope so and look forward to it.
Okay, this is Mike the King, and he tells me that it sounds like the Queen, but it's really the King.
And it's actually Scott.
And it's Scott, okay. And Scott, explain, give us your little spiel as you...
Okay, so basically what me and my friend Kirsten and my wife back here, Mia, have done, we've been living on the beach for about 10 years now. And I know that our only options are pretty much Publix and Whole Foods to get produce down here. Organic produce is only Publix, or Whole Foods, and a little bit of Publix, and the prices at Whole Foods right now are very, very, very expensive for me. And so what we wanted to do is we ended up having some contacts, and we wanted to be able to bring the community together in South Beach by bringing organic, local farm produce to South Beach. My goal, realistically, would be to have an actual farmer's market on South Beach once a week. Where I grew up in San Francisco, we ended up having a farmer's market every Thursday night. You know, so we would go there and we'd go get our produce, we get our eggs, get our milk, get our da-da-da-da when I was younger. And I've been living here for 10 years, and it's amazing how much produce is produced down here, and we don't have any.
How much does gotta go for these days?
How much does the cost?
Yeah.
Depending on how much we buy it for.
Well, okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. What kind of fruits and vegetables will you be having here?
Everything is going to be seasonal. So as of right now, as it looks like, we have papayas, tangerines, grapefruits, tomatoes, grape tomatoes, teardrop tomatoes. I got beets, I got radishes, I have garlic onions, I have green beans, I have corn, I have guavas, I have heirloom tomatoes, I have cucumbers, I have kale, I have Swiss chard. You want me to keep going? I can keep on going.
Well, no, I think we sort of get the idea.
Yeah.
You know, there's one really big market on Saturdays in the Grove.
In the Grove, right?
And I was always hoping that they would come here, but I don't care anymore because I think you're the guy that's going to bring that kind of a market to South Beach. And you'll be here on Lincoln Road every week?
Yeah, every Sunday. And hopefully we get supported by all the locals down here because we really do want to bring better food and a better quality for you guys as well as us.
Stone crabs. Enough said. You know, South Florida is really known for its stone crabs. So when we were invited to go to the Newport Beach's new restaurant and told that it's all the stone crabs you could eat, how could you pass up an offer like that? How can you let everybody just eat as much stone crabs as they can? Don't people eat like tons of them?
We've averaged it out to what a person eats, and it came out to like 3.7 pounds per person.
Tell me, how did you come up with the whole concept for the restaurant, and what can you tell us about the restaurant, you know, that we don't already know?
Okay, the restaurant is an eclectic mix of food and atmosphere. Our menu is what we call eclectic. It's got Southwestern food. It's got some Italian dishes on it. It's got some Asian-inspired dishes on it. And then it's the same with the entertainment. We'll do a DJ mix-up on Wednesday nights with a live band starting for Wednesday nights. Tonight we'll do a DJ also. So we go anywhere from country music on like Saturdays. We'll do a jazz night on Thursdays. So yeah, we're just a real big net to have everybody have fun. So
this is a good place to come have dinner and spend the whole evening partying. And this is a little bit out of the way because it's up on 167th and Collins.
Yeah, correct. 163rd and Collins up in Sunny Isles, Florida.
And this is a little bit north of South Beach, but it's also alive up here.
You know, walking on Lincoln Road the other day, I stopped at a store window and smiled.
And what made you smile?
You'll see.
Do you recognize this particular picture? Do you know who that is? That's Audrey Hepburn, and she's standing at the windows of Tiffany's, posing for the opening shot of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And we were walking along here on Lincoln Road, and suddenly this store just appeared, and this gentleman, well, I'm going to ask him to introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Piero Zangarini.
Is the proprietor of this store, and this is the only store in America?
Yeah.
The only store in America that can sell bags as beautiful as this. And what makes this bag so beautiful?
In Italy. We mix in Italy, and with the first quality of leather. And the whole production is near Venice.
Mm-hmm. And why did you pick, you know, how did you pick this particular picture for your bags?
Because we signed a contract with the Her Son, and now I have the license for sell this picture.
So you put it on all these different bags, and these bags are magnificent. The leather is of the finest quality. I would say this leather is very similar to the kind of leather you find in the house of Hermes or the house of Gucci. Same quality?
Yeah, it's the first quality of leather, yeah.
All of these bags, of course, are on sale. And if you want to take something back from South Beach that's very different, this is the place to get it, and the only place to get it. If somebody wanted to see this store and they're not on South Beach, do you have a website?
Yeah, I have the website. It's www.baggy.com.
And the name of the store is called Baggy?
Baggy.
So welcome to South Beach, welcome to Lincoln Road.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you much success.
Thank you very much.
You know, South Beach is known for all kinds of great events. Art Basel, the boat show, the International Wine and Food Festival, but the grand dame of events occurred this weekend. And it was this event, 25 years ago, that we read about in the New York Post, that first attracted us to South Beach. And take a look and you'll see why. Art Deco weekend is one of the best weekends on the beach because it's not just a party weekend. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of the architecture, of the automobiles that were around at that time, and what Miami Beach was like many years ago. You know, Miami Beach during Art Deco weekend also celebrates the fact that most of the veterans in World War II, or a big percentage, were trained right here on the beach. What can you tell us about that?
Well, about 500,000 were trained here, mainly Air Corps veterans. There was a presence of the Navy in Miami, but here in the beach, about 300 hotels and apartment buildings were used as barracks and as training centers. They used the golf courses as parade grounds and also open classrooms.
So Art Deco weekend is not just a celebration of the architecture, it's a celebration of the American spirit and the important part that this city played and these hotels played, because that's where all the troops slept.
Exactly.
During the war, and it was just ready-made and there for the emergency. This is Bill Wisser, and Bill is one of the premier photographers on the beach and has been to many, many of the Art Deco weekends, and you even wrote a book about Art Deco called The American Riviera.
South Beach, the American Riviera, Miami Beach, Florida.
You've seen so many Art Deco weekends. Is this one any different than the others, and what's the difference?
Well, I think it's great that they're keeping the flame alive. Perhaps the intensity of the flame is not as great as it once burned in the 70s, 80s, 90s, but it's still there, and it's still magic.
So there you have it from one of the pioneers of South Beach, and there's still magic here, and if you love architecture, this is one of the largest historical districts in the United States. You'll just love South Beach. A major component of Art Deco weekend are the visitors that come down here. And I'm standing with two of them. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Christiane Nicolin.
And I'm John Moore.
And I understand you came down here because you just wanted to see Miami. And this is Art Deco weekend. What do you think of it?
Love it. I mean, of course, we show up on Art Deco weekend. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. And the car shows and the architecture and the people and, yeah, the whole thought. And we got to go out to a club last night that took us in a limo and danced until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And there were girls that had on space helmets and light-up gloves and, you know, some that had on big bear costumes.
Furry costumes.
It was fantastic. So
sounds to me like you were having just an average night on South Beach. We've now reached the end of our latest episode of Alive on South Beach. And as we promised, we had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So,
I'm Dina Stewart.
And I'm Stuart Stewart. And as you can see, we're alive on South Beach for syndicatednews.net.
Before we go, I just wanted to give a shout out and a very happy birthday to Simi Strum, who's a great supporter and friend, and whose birthday is this week. James Cubby, Betty Alvarez, and Stuart Stewart, who will get his birthday present later.